Hi guys, okay, right off the bat, let me just say, this video is probably going to be nothing but a rant, and it's probably going to be full of nonsensical rambling because I'm very tired and it's very late, but I need to get this off my chest, so I'm making the video now, before I go to bed. And number two, if you have not watched this week's episode of American Horror Story, which was called Birth, turn this off, go someplace else, because it's going to be chock full of spoilers, so just save yourself the aggravation and watch something else. Having said that, oh my god. Seriously? Last week's episode with Violet finding out that she was dead, while that wasn't a surprise because I had been expecting it for weeks that, she was gonna turn out to have died when she took all those pills. That was disturbing and very, heartbreaking. Mostly because, the whole thing, okay. I'm just like, I purposely didn't make the video last night because I thought, give myself like 24 hours to process my thoughts, calm myself down. Maybe I wouldn't be so pissed off, but you know what? I'm still pissed off. Anyway, yeah, none of this would bother me if this show hadn't gotten under my skin the way it has, if I didn't care about these freaking fucked up characters. None of this would matter. That's why part of me really wishes I never started watching it. I mean, I love the show. In my opinion, no matter how fucked up it is, no matter how much I want to strangle Ryan Murphy, which, believe me, right now, I really, 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 really would like to strangle him. It's still, in my opinion, the best show on television right now. So, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, with as, emotional as last week's episode with Violet finding out she was dead and all that, this week's episode, my god, I sat there and I'm watching it, and at the end of the show, I felt like I had been hit by a fucking bus. Seriously. Oh my god. I think I have to be, one of the only people in the country who wasn't expecting Vivian to die. Because everybody I've talked to about it was like, oh, once they found out that she was supposedly having the Antichrist or whatever, they just assumed she was gonna die. I totally did not see that coming. As stupid as that may sound, did not expect her to die, and was just really, really upset for that whole thing, because it was creepy, it was disturbing, it was unsettling, and it was just so incredibly sad. I mean, that whole scene with Violet telling her it's okay to let go, oh god. I mean, it was so sad that for about 30 seconds there, I actually had a minuscule amount of sympathy for Ben. Of course, that evaporated very quickly, but still. That's how much it got to me. And then, of course, the end with Tate and Violet. Oh my god. When she said, I'm telling you to go away, and she's screaming at him to go away, and he's standing there and he's crying, and oh my god, I felt like I was watching a puppy being kicked repeatedly. It was just heartbreaking. And I know, okay, just save all of your holier than thou attitudes about how Tate is this horrible person. I don't really give a fuck, okay? I've accepted the fact that I am a totally dedicated Violet shipper. I don't care if people think I'm crazy. I don't care if people think I'm demented or a horrible person. I don't care. Okay? I've accepted it. I've gone through the guilt. I've gone through being embarrassed and not letting anybody know. I'm done with that, and I am a proud Violet shipper. And that just ripped it felt like somebody ripped my heart out and put it in a blender and then just stood there and laughed. That's what it felt like. I was because, yes, I totally expected things to be bad when Violet found out about Rubber Man and the babies. She had every right to kick him to the curb. She had every right to be pissed off. Yes, I totally understand that. It was just the way that it happened, and Evan Peters is just, he's such an amazing actor. my friends and I were like, how the hell has nobody heard of this kid before? Yes, he's been in other movies. Yes, he was in a couple episodes of, he was in Criminal Minds and House, but like, how has nobody known who this kid is? Because he's amazing. And it is because of him, it is because of his performance that all these people are so conflicted about the character of Tate. Because on the surface, when you explain his character to people, they would look at you like you're fucking insane, that you would have a shred of sympathy or affection towards this guy. But it's because of his performance that he's won so many fans over. And it's not just because he's attractive, it's because he's a great actor. And yes, he's pretty to look at, but that's secondary, okay? So yeah, I just like, oh my god, it was so awful. Yeah. And then to like make it even worse, when she opened her eyes and he was gone and she started crying, and then Vivian is there and she's like, I'm proud of you. That was brave of you, and I'm proud of you. And I'm like, oh my god. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, now for the rant. Okay, rant number 1. Ryan Murphy. Okay. He is an evil fucking bastard, alright? There was an interview that he did, I don't know if it was with Entertainment Weekly or who the hell ever, and they asked him about Tate and Violet, and the thing that pissed me off was how fucking blasé he was about the whole thing. He was very condescending. He wasn't condescending, it was just like he kind of brushed the whole thing off. Like, the whole Tate-Violet thing hadn't been one of the main focuses of the entire season. He basically said, well, that's pretty much the end of the relationship. He's back next season, and then very, all stealth-like he starts talking about something else, like, well, he didn't even really have anything to say about Tate and Violet, and it just pisses me off that he's, like, so nonchalant about it. It's because of him that all these people cared about Tate and cared about Violet and wanted to see them together. And then to just, like, sort of brush everybody off, wondering if anything, if they were gonna somehow get back together again or whatever. It was infuriating, and it was very insulting, in my opinion. Of course, I have friends who are just, like, die-hard believers that, they're gonna somehow get back together. I personally, my opinion, I don't see it happening. I mean, Ryan Murphy has come right out and said that that was pretty much the end of their relationship, so I doubt he would just, like, blatantly lie about it. So I've, like, come to accept, maybe, at least for now, maybe next season, it's done. I'm not happy about it, but I can accept it. Now, the thing that I'm really pissed about is that they're not, well, I heard that Ryan Murphy had said that most of the characters were supposed to come back next season, but now I'm hearing nobody's been signed for next season, and it might just be an entirely new cast with, like, 1 or 2, with, like, Jessica Lange and Maura being, like, the main people who come back next season. I'm like, excuse me? What the fuck? How could you have an American Horror Story without, without Tate and Violet and Vivian and Chad and Pat, who are, like, some of my favorite characters now too? How is it possible to even think of having a second season without all these people coming back? And so that pisses me off. The other thing that pisses me off is that it's not even coming back until October, so we've got like 10 fucking months to sit here and wonder what the hell's gonna happen. They don't start filming again until July. Yeah. Now, my main thing. God, this video is gonna be like a half hour long. Okay, so I come home from work tonight and I see all these people on my my Tumblr flipping out about all these pictures that supposedly have come out from, like, spoilers for next week's season finale. And there's all these pictures and people are like, what the hell's going on? I can't get anybody to explain what the hell happened in the few hours that I was at work. There's these pictures of another woman who kind of looks like Vivian but isn't Vivian being attacked by a guy in the latex suit who's Rubber Man but not Rubber Man because it's not Tate, because he's got a completely different body shape. He's, like, kind of pudgy. and then you see Vivian outside the house, and then it looks like Vivian is in another house with Maura, and she's holding the baby, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, the Vivian thing can kind of be explained as being like a flashback, you know, because the first picture that I saw of Vivian and Ben in a different house holding a baby, I was like, oh, that must have been like when Violet was born, because I had the flashback to when she was giving birth to Violet on last night's show. But then they have a picture of Vivian in the same house with Maura holding the baby, and I'm like, and then this new woman, I'm like, what the hell? They're moving in a new family already? And who's this other person dressed up as Rubber Man? Maybe my first inclination when I saw the picture was maybe Ben goes apeshit after he finds out his entire family is dead and starts dressing up as Rubber Man. And then supposedly, although I haven't seen it, there's a picture floating around of Tate fighting somebody dressed up as Rubber Man. And I don't even know what the fuck is going on. I mean, each week it seems like it gets progressively worse as far as like just confusing the hell out of me, and just the insanity level is just through the roof. And I have I have a suspicion that by the end of next week's season finale, I will be in like some kind of catatonic state because my brain will just have melted into a gooey substance and be leaking from my ears. I don't know. Oh, and then there was this other picture they showed of Jessica Lange in like a room with a little boy with blonde hair, but he was younger than the little boy that was in the flashback from last night's show, who was baby Tate. This was a younger baby, and nobody knows if it's like an even younger Tate or, you know, Tate's son, like in the future, but it looked like she was wearing old-fashioned clothes, so I don't even know. I don't even know. I swear to God, pretty soon, I'm gonna start looking like Ben Harmon when he just, like, starts crying. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I have no idea how long I've been babbling. If you made it through the entire video, God bless you. Oh my God, okay. If I was sane, I probably wouldn't post this video because I probably sound like a lunatic, but you know what? I needed to get it out of my system, so I accomplished that. And I'm going to shut up now. Before it takes like 2 days for me to upload this video because it's so long. Okay, so anybody out there who watches the show, if you have theories or ideas or whatever, please leave me a comment. Tell me what you're thinking. If you've heard about the spoilers for the season finale or whatever, let me know. Or if you just want to talk about how fucked up Birth was, okay? Leave me a comment. Show me some love, people. Make me feel like I'm not completely alone in my American Horror Story insanity. And watch, next week at this time, when it's over for 10 months, I'll be like, oh my God. Can the show come back already? Either that, or I will be like, I'm never watching that show ever again. Ever, ever, ever. Because Ryan Murphy says that by the end of the finale, you will definitely know what direction the show is going to take in season 2. And I'm taking that to mean that we'll know pretty much who's going to be back next season and who isn't. So yeah. Whatever. Okay, I'm done. Toodles. Leave me comments, please. Nice comments. Only nice ones, please. Be kind.